All right, so it begins the design phase of the new training singles. Starts with a building table, as you can see. Have to make it level and straight. It's you can see where I'm using battens to determine the shape of the hull, and that's what I'm doing now. So I will update you all as I move forward and as the boat takes shape. Okay, so I've got the panels for the bottom on top of my workstation, and you can see that there is a center line that has been snapped down the center of the boat. So when you look at the single, you can get a better idea of what it's going to look like. Now the boat's going to be built to the inside of the battens, and there's a center line running down the middle of the boat. There's one interesting part of the boat, and I refer to it as the turn of the bow, or the widest part of the beam. And that's usually right at your hips when your knees are down at the finish, and that is right there. And you can see looking at the boat, and that's where I call it the turn of the bow, because that's where you see how the boat starts at the pointy end here, and as it runs out, it starts to flare out more and more and more, and it gets to a point where it turns and then starts to go towards the stern, where it gets skinny again. And that's called the turn of the bow. And right there is where you're all going to sit when you row. So the actual hull design for the bottom of the hull is now done, and you can see where I have spreaders at the turn, or midships roughly, and on the bow and stern that push out the hull, and then I put cleats outboard of those to put pressure to hold it together, so now my battens won't move. And the next thing I'm going to do is to draw on the inside, then remove all of this template, and then cut out the bottom of the hull and glue it together, and then fiberglass. So the next thing you will see is going to be me cutting out the bottom of the hull and fiberglassing and gluing it together. Can't wait.